If the price of balloons are going up, if the price of U-Hauls are going up, if the price of paint and wood materials are going up, if all of our costs are going up, can someone please explain to me how are we offering lower prices, lower decorating prices to our clients? But before we get into it, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Lanyel Kuzar, and I am the owner of Yes Event Academy. I teach people just like you, people who love to decorate events. I teach them how to turn it into a profitable business and start booking clients. So let's get into it because I am starting to see these super cheap prices all over social media. Listen, I get it. 2026 is a different year, right? The economy is different. People are starting to pull back and scale down on events. I completely understand that people may be slow, right? Businesses may be starting to slow down. However, I do not understand how people are offering super cheap prices on their balloon backdrops right now when the prices of everything has gone up. I literally just rented a U-Haul. U-Haul has completely changed their mileage policy, so now their pricing is going to be even more expensive. Last year, they recently went up on their insurance costs. So for me, I have a business account through U-Haul and I have to have insurance when I rent one of their trucks or one of their cargo vans. So the insurance used to be $10 a day. Now on their cargo vans, it's $30 a day. But it's not just that. The prices of balloons have gone up. Do you see how much these Sempertex balloons are? Sempertex Reflex Colors, a bag of 24-inch balloons. Do you see how much this is? This is an example of a balloon backdrop that I'm seeing on social media. People are charging $2.99 for this balloon backdrop. Please, please make it make sense. Now, let me just break down the pricing. Let me just break down the pricing for the balloons alone. So, if you buy a bag of 5-inch balloons, like in this picture, if you buy a bag of 5-inch balloons, if you buy a bag of 11-inch balloons, and let's say you buy a bag of 18-inch balloons. I also like to use 24-inch balloons in my balloon backdrops. I really feel like I cannot get the shape that I want without the bigger balloons. Like, I just can't. So for me, I like to use 5-inch, 11-inch, 18-inch, and 24-inch. So if I buy a bag of those balloons in 3 colors, like this balloon backdrop, this is the cost. This is how much the balloons cost. This is just the balloons. How can you make any money off of a balloon backdrop that's $2.99? And here's the thing, this is what I hear from people. They may say, oh, well, I already have the balloons, right? I already have the balloons, so I don't have to buy the balloons for this event. Here's the thing, clients should be paying for the balloons, even if you are not buying them at the time of the event. You had to buy them at some point, right? At some point, you purchased the balloons, even if they're sitting in your inventory. Just because you have something doesn't mean that you give it away for free, right? So just because you have something in your inventory doesn't mean that you do not charge the client for it, right? So what I think is happening is that people are starting to slow down with their businesses. They're starting to slow down, and so they may be freaking out because they're saying, I want to get clients, right? I want to decorate events. So now they're offering these super low, cheap prices to clients just so that they can decorate events. And here's what happens when you do that. When you offer super cheap pricing to clients, guess what? They get used to that. They get used to your super low, cheap pricing. So you'll get the clients and you'll book the clients. And you may even be booked and busy, right? Like, oh girl, I can't talk. Nope, I gotta go. I gotta blow up these balloons because I'm booked and busy this weekend, right? So you'll be out here decorating events and eventually you'll realize that you're not making any money. So once you sit down with how much money that you're bringing in versus how much money that's going out, you will quickly realize that you are not making any bit of a profit. So then you'll want to go up on your prices because you'll say, I cannot continue doing these backdrops at $299. Like, I'm not making any money doing this. And you say, you know what? Now I'm going to start charging $500 because that's how much I need to charge in order to make a profit. Guess what? All of those clients that you booked at $299, you're going to have a hard time booking them at $500 because people get used to low pricing. People get used to low pricing. Now they do not want to pay more. And guess what? Everybody who they referred you to, when they said, yep, she got them $299 backdrops over there. You need to go get one. Now, everybody who they refer you to, they want that $299 backdrop too. So here's the thing. I completely understand when you start freaking out thinking, what do I do? My business is slow and I want to decorate events. Like, what do I do? I understand that feeling. What I don't understand is decorating for free. Now, here's the thing. I think this is the thing about this industry that a lot of people don't necessarily talk about. So most of the people who own an event decorating business, they also have a full-time job. So the full-time job is what pays their bills. When it comes to their event decorating business, they don't have to eat off of it. They don't have to depend on that to pay their bills and take care of them. So a lot of people are very lax when it comes to their pricing. And more importantly, a lot of people are not as concerned about making a profit. So for me, I am full-time in my business. This is how I make a full-time living. I don't even accept events where I'm not making a profit. So if I can't make money off of the event, I don't even accept it. I am not going to decorate for free. I cannot spend a week prepping for an event, blowing up balloons, renting a U-Haul, doing all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I make no money from it. Imagine working. So you go to your 9 to 5, you go in Monday through Friday, you're busting your behind, you're working really hard, and you show up on Friday and your paycheck is $0. $0. I don't think that's going to go over well for you. I know plenty of people who after they show up with a $0, like we got to talk to somebody. Somebody got to tell me what's going on. Why is my paycheck $0, right? Typically, people don't even want to wait until they get paid. Like, they want their paycheck 3 days before they even get paid, right? So if you work for a whole week and then you go to show up for your paycheck and it's $0, somebody you're gonna have to talk to me and tell me what's going on, right? Just like Denzel said, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So, like, that's the thing. It's the same thing with us as small business owners. I don't work for free. I am not going to put in a whole bunch of work and then at the end of the day get paid $0. As a small business owner, you always have to look at, even though somebody's paying me something, what are my expenses associated with it? So if somebody's paying me $299 for a balloon backdrop, yes, I'm bringing in money, but how much time am I spending? How much expenses, how many costs are associated with that balloon backdrop? And at the end of the day, am I even making a profit, right? Now, all of my expenses are going up. Literally, all of my expenses are going up. Here's the thing. It's not even just our business expenses that are going up. So balloons, like I said, U-Hauls going up, prices of paint, materials, all that stuff is going up. Also, the cost of living is going up. So if you run a full-time business and it has to support your full-time life, then you also have to pay your daily expenses, your living expenses. So again, please make it make sense. How is it that our prices keep going down in the event decorating industry when all the other costs are going up? Now, I'm not saying that your prices should be skyrocketing right now. With my business, I have held the line with my pricing. So I have not gone up on my pricing, but I'm certainly not going down on my pricing just to get a client. I'm not doing that. So for me, I am not going down on my pricing. I do think that you can be creative right now with offering certain discounts, especially to loyal clients. So people who have booked you multiple times and they keep coming back, or you could do like referral, small discounts, right? Very, very small discounts. But yeah, I'm not going down on my pricing to the point where I'd pretty much just be decorating for free just to get a client. There's always a cost associated with everything. Like, there's always a cost associated with everything. So you can lower your prices and start booking a bunch of clients, then you won't make money. So you're pretty much just giving away your time for free. And you're pretty much just paying for somebody else's like you're paying for somebody else's event. So when you don't make money from decorating events, then you are essentially just paying for somebody else to have an event with beautiful decorations. I am not, mm-mm. I'm just not at a point in my career where I'm going to do that. No. Now, I'm not saying that in the beginning you're always making a profit. No, right? There are times in the beginning of your business where you choose to invest in someone's event. But that's because there's a huge marketing opportunity behind it. That's because you feel like if you decorate that event, you could potentially get a lot of business from it, right? So that's something that's strategic and intentional. Like you think about, is this going to be a good opportunity? That may be like a community event, right? A large event where, let me give you an example. Last year, there was a law firm that reached out to me. Now, I know everybody in this law firm is making good money. So I was thinking to myself, like, should I use this as a marketing opportunity so that all of the lawyers in that firm can see my decoration and book me for their events? But then I thought to myself, this is a law firm. They can afford to pay for my decorations. So when you decide to invest in someone else's event and pay for those decorations, that should be a big promotional opportunity. You should be getting a lot of business and referrals from that event. So I get it. People are panicking. That's the reason why they are offering these super cheap prices. I think some people are panicking and offering low prices. I think other people do not know how to price, but that's another video that I will talk about. So there's a cost to everything. You could panic and offer super cheap pricing in this economy. You'll get the customers, but you won't make any money. If you don't make any money, eventually you will do something else. Nobody likes to work for free, especially in this industry. We work really hard to create beautiful decorations. There's also a cost of holding the line. Like me, I refuse to go down on my prices. So when you refuse to go down on your prices and things get slow, then you have to figure out other ways to bring income in, which is another video that I will make. Because if you make a full-time living off of your business right now in the event decorating industry, you have to diversify. You have to diversify. You have to offer different services, different things in order for you to bring money in. So there's a cost to everything. For me, there is no way that I am paying more money to rent a U-Haul, more money to buy balloons, more money to buy paint and wood and all the other stuff, all the accents and all the other stuff that I use. There is no way I am paying more and then lowering my prices for clients. If I had my way, I would go up on my prices. I would go up on my prices. But I want to be considerate of everybody in this market. So for the people who are referrals, who come back to me to decorate events, I don't want them coming back to super high prices. I'm just holding the line right now. Now, in my next two videos, we have to talk about what to do in this 2026 market. So if you are trying to make a profit, if you are serious about making a profit with your business, I am going to tell you some things that I'm doing with my business to make sure that I have income coming in. I also want to talk about people who are getting bad information. The reason why we are seeing some people who are offering super low, cheap prices is because they're getting bad pricing information from social media. So many people are just getting free information from people who are not making a profit themselves, or they don't even have an event decorating business, right? So again, there's always a cost for everything. There's a cost for getting free information from social media for your business, right? When you don't invest in a class, when you don't partner with someone who is experienced, right? When you don't go out there and search for professionals who are actually making it in this event decorating industry so you can learn from them, you're just getting free information from anybody who will give it to you. There's a cost to that. So we are going to talk about that also in one of my next videos. All right. So if you are interested in starting your own event decorating business, I do want to extend the invitation to you to join my academy. That way, you don't have to offer super low, cheap pricing and you'll know what you're doing, right? So I want to invite you to my academy. Just check the link below. I meet with my students on a weekly basis. We go over questions. We have monthly classes and we have a private community where you can ask questions, get feedback, right? So we share information. That's like the big thing with my mentorship. I don't want the blind leading the blind, right? We share information, but also I am giving you tips and real life examples on how to have a successful event decorating business. So make sure you check the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.